Hey, what do you say, Frankmeisters? Good evening. Good to see everybody. Miss Kristen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, anticipation. It's going to be a long day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
I know.
Well, at least we know that a bunch of the scarecrows won't be there. Thank goodness. We didn't have to deal with their bullshit tomorrow.
Yeah,
So, how you been?
good. I've been good. I've been busy,
Yeah, same here with doctor's appointments and things in that nature.
but
So,
I miss the community and I miss you and
I
um,
miss everybody. It's just been kind of slow. And like I told everybody before, this Jordan Sofer case is going to take some time because I had the mayor of Wabash's assistant called me a couple days ago and advised me that the mayor wanted me to speak with the detective. I needed to talk about the case, and I just hung up the phone. I'm like, this detective's new. He doesn't know anything about this case. So, like I said before, the next step, I'm going to have to go to the city attorney to request to get this case closed, and that's going to take some time. So,
yeah.
but let's
Well,
give some. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I haven't. I feel bad because I haven't been on my channel either this past week and a half or so. But I went to Evansdale last week, and that's going to be forthcoming. For me, I'm going to be working and having some um, live streams about it. I'm going to have Drew Collins on and
Mm-hmm.
some. So that's one of the things that I've been doing. But right now, I'm in
Res-
Indy.
rescue.
I'm at Rescue's house, and yeah, looking forward to coming up to Delphi tomorrow for the sentencing.
What are you doing, goofball?
I I
God.
decided, the weather held off, so it was okay for me to drive over, and I was like, after nearly 8 years of following it, I felt like this was the final. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I should be here for this.
All right, the finale. Um, I did when I was talking to Ruckus. I talked to him yesterday, and he brought up Amber Crumb's case.
Yeah, Amber is Larry is going to be on as well. I'd like you to help me with that
Yeah.
as well. Larry,
Yes.
and you've met him, and I haven't, so I really would like you to be a part of that.
Okay.
Um, he sounds like an amazing person. Drew is just, Drew and he have gotten really close.
Right.
So
Right.
I feel so bad. I got to see his daughter's memorial site on Angel Island in Evansdale, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
What that community was able to do in the center of that lake is just, it's absolutely incredible.
Randy messaged me to tell me I had an echo. I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo?
No,
Okay.
no echo on my end. I hope I'm not echoing.
All right. Miss Tammy Sullivan.
There's a dog down here.
Tammy Sullivan, Tina Stair, Robin B, Mustang, Rescue, Hathers. Good to see you, Hathers. I hope you're feeling better. Grab it. Olivia, CJK. Oh, Hathers is showing some flex. 6 months as a member. 6-3 clock. Cecil. Get out of my kitchen. Pam Hurst. Brian Emery. Linda Harder. I haven't seen Brian in a while.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, Lord.
My shoes.
Got her shoes. No, this is CJK. She's over at Rescue's house. She came down today and staying the night there. So attending sentencing tomorrow. Crime Stories with Jason King. Good to see you. Lee showing some flex. 10 months is member.
Oh, what'd she do with it?
Linda Harders, Melissa Wildcard, Miranda Lee, Thomas Frost.
Okay. I can break 2 hairs.
Going through the chat, guys. I want to make sure I get everybody. Daisy. Damn, now Mustang showing her flex. 17 months as a member. Stephanie, good to see you. Ivy Push. Ivy, if you want to come up, hon, I put the link in the chat. All right, I'm caught up. What we're planning to do tonight for about an hour, guys, I'm going to go over this memorandum that the defense filed today. And we'll just chit-chat for a little bit for about an hour. Like I said, me and Kristen and Rescue have got to be up pretty early in the morning to head up to Delphi. And it's supposed to be snowy and rainy tomorrow up there. Making sure I got everybody in this chat. Let me put this chat or the link back. Brian, I'm trying to get pro defense YouTubers to start a movement, help Ricky. It's called Eat Shit for Ricky. They do not seem to like my idea very well. You know what? Who cares what they like? That's how I see it. You know, and that reminds me, these fools going around, and he knows who I'm talking about, accusing the family of hiring me and Greeno to kill him. Dude, you got some major psychological problems, dude. You need to give up that child of yours to a family member and admit your ass into a psych ward somewhere, dude, because you are off the rocker, dude. You have never seen or heard me present or say anything on my channel or in my community about killing anybody. So if I was you, I would just shut your fucking mouth and go on about your own goddamn business. Excuse my French, Miss Deb. I know you're listening. I know you don't like me saying that, so I'm apologizing now. Because you think you're affecting me with this shit that you're saying all on your channel, dude. Honestly, you're a nobody.
Thank you. That's what you needed.
You are a fucking nobody. And I bet you're a nobody to your family too. And I hate to say that because you're a piece of shit. You know, some of us used to watch your show, dude, and we hear that child screaming in the background and you didn't give a fucking rat's ass because you're all fucking stoned on your crack, your cocaine and everything and don't give a fuck about that child, dude. So you need to worry about your own fucking personal life and quit fucking with everybody else. I feel sorry for that child when he gets older, bro. I'm sorry, but I feel sorry for him. I would not be doing the crap you're doing if I had a small child at home like that. Miss Deb's True Crime Notebook just joined the chat. Good to see you. You're right, Miranda. Frank's gonna Frank. You're damn right. And ain't nobody gonna stop me. They can try, but it ain't gonna happen. Talk all the shit you want. It ain't getting you nowhere. Let me put this chat or link back in here in case somebody wants to come up. One more time. There we go. If anybody wants to join the panel, there's the link, guys. But we're going to go ahead and start this. The wrong one. Present. Damn, that tells you how long it's been. Oh, there's Grab It. Mr. Grab It.
Hey.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
Hi, Randy.
Hi.
How are you, honey?
I'm doing great. Good.
Good. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Looks like you had a good time at the Golden Corral. I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, I wish you could. I wish a lot of people could. And
I know. It would have been really, really fantastic to be there. But I'm glad you had it. I'm glad
Oh,
that people
thanks.
came, and it looks like you had a good time.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what that other thing is that who said what earlier. It's like where did Becky Patty come up with a Christmas party for the YouTubers?
Yeah.
I ain't heard that.
Yeah, that's what he said on his show last night.
Never.
Oh, Becky had a Christmas dinner for the YouTubers. Like,
God,
what?
she hasn't said anything to me about that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. He mentioned
No shit. That's what I'm saying.
It's like he mentioned Aspen
Yes.
was there. Like when did Aspen get do that?
People are
Right.
crazy, right?
Oh, wow. We got another one. Oh, hey, I see you in the back, man, but it says your device is not connected. I see you back there. Go back out, come back in. All right. We're going to go over the sentencing memorandum real quick, and then we'll have a conversation. Sentencing memorandum. Come now, defense Richard Allen by and through counsel Andrew Baldwin, Bradley Rosie, and Jennifer Aju, in anticipation of the sentencing hearing on December 20th, 2024. In the above referenced cause number, respectfully request this court to fashion an appropriate sentence in recognition of the foregoing memorandum. Practical sentencing issues and constraints. Richard Allen maintains his innocence and is hopeful that the appellate process will provide him with an opportunity to present a full defense at his second trial. For this reason, Richard's defense counsel advised Richard Allen to not participate in providing information for the pre-sentence investigation, report to the Allen County Probation Department as defense counsel assesses that there was no value in Richard Allen's continuing to talk to state actors. Oh, here we go.
I know.
Oh my
It
God.
gets better. It gets better.
It's ridiculous what they put.
It's so ridiculous.
Throughout this case, Richard Allen has brought to the court's attention that he was detained in solitary confinement without due process. Once again, he was never in solitary confinement. He was in protective custody.
Yep.
Jesus.
Solitary confinement is solitary. You don't have to talk. You don't get a laptop to throw against the wall. You don't get to have 700 phone calls. You don't get to, you don't get to meet with your family. And
You don't get commissary.
Yeah,
none of that.
No recess time or anything like that.
Nope.
In there.
Exactly right. This constitutionally violated by the state was exacerbated by the assignment of self-psychologists contracted by the Indiana Department of Corrections, who, while having a deep personal interest in this case, engaged in confidential discussions with Mr. Allen about the details of the acts for which he was accused. In total, Mr. Allen was housed in 4 different jails or prisons during his detention without any input from himself or his appointed counsel. During this time, Mr. Allen was exposed to staff, law enforcement officials, and offenders, all of whom have reported circumstances which negatively impact his defense. This is not the intended purpose of pretrial detention in our system of criminal justice. As a result of these constitutional violations, Rick Allen's defense team believes it has an obligation to protect him from the prospect of any further inappropriate contact with state actors. Oh my God.
Well, they were some of them asking because why couldn't you got our screen up there on your thing to the
Is it not presenting anything?
No,
What the hell happened?
That's why
you're all right, give me a second, guys. Let me back out and do it again. What the hell?
Well, what surprised me, I was watching Deb's show that they're asking how the sentencing should go, how many years he should serve and already served, and how he's getting out like at the age of 85.
Well, that's the minimum.
He ain't getting out at all.
He's not going to get out. He's going to get life. She's going to give him life.
It's like she's
going without parole.
Yeah,
she's going to deny that.
All right, let's do this again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't even realize it wasn't even up there. Windows.
Basically, what the defense is doing in this motion memorandum,
There we go.
what you want to call it, is that they're preaching to the public in this. This is not for the court. This is for the pro Richard Allen folks to incite them and get their rile up. That's what this is all for, what he's reading.
Additionally, Richard Allen is 52 years old. Pursuant to Indiana Code 35-50-2-3, Richard Allen is facing 45 years to 130 years of imprisonment. Oh, she's going to give him the max. I can see it already. In the unlikely scenario that under IC 35-50-2-2.2, this court would sentence Allen to the mandatory minimum sentence and run the counts concurrently. On his best day, Richard Allen would receive a 45-year mandatory prison sentence. So you're basically trying to say that you only want her to sentence him for one of the charges.
Well, he can't behave when the prison keeps on messing up.
With good time credit, this would amount to 33.75 actual years in prison. This means that Richard, on his best day at sentencing, would be released from prison at the age of 85. It's
not our fault that he'll be 85.
He'll be dead before then.
That's on him.
The practical reality is that unless this matter is reversed and retired, Richard Allen is likely facing the rest of his life in prison. He will face the rest of his life in prison. As
should be it. He killed 2 children.
Even on his best day at sentencing, Richard Allen would be 85 years old upon his release. With these facts in mind, the defense advised Richard Allen not to participate in the pre-sentence process. Again, he continues interaction with state actors does not make sense considering that a second trial may occur, which would allow him to present a full defense. Additionally, Richard will be serving his lengthy sentence whether he provides a statement to the Allen County probation or chooses to avoid providing a statement to the Allen County Probation Department. This reality also precipitated the defense to advise Richard Allen not to participate in the process. The defense provides this condensed sentencing memorandum considering the practical issues detailed in the previous paragraphs. Dismissal of counts 1 and 2, double jeopardy, prevents Mr. Allen from being sentenced on both his murder convictions and the felony murder convictions for Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Richard Allen was found guilty of count 1, felony murder victim 1, count 2, felony murder victim 2, count 3, murder victim 1, and count 4, murder victim 2. However, the jury convicted Mr. Allen of both the murder and felony murder of victims 1 and 2. An individual cannot be convicted and sentenced for both murders and felony murder when only one killing took place. How do you say only one killing took place? 2 killings took place.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? Hulsifer? Is that how you pronounce that? Versus state.
Yeah, Hull face.
I don't either. They're just going into case law, as you can see here. When a jury finds the defendant guilty of both murder and felony murder of the same victim, you're fucked up, Brad. You don't even know how to write a fucking memorandum, dude. The court must vacate the felony murder conviction and enter judgment solely on the murder conviction. Therefore, Mr. Allen requests the court to vacate his convictions for felony murder and enter judgment solely on counts 3 and 4. Indiana Code again. Richard Allen has no prior criminal history and maintains his innocence on this charge. It should be charges, you dumbass. Richard's lack of any prior criminal history is a mitigating factor, which is true. She'll take that in consideration. We already know that. Then they go into Indiana Code again. Undue hardship to the person or the dependence of the person. Well, I mean, Richard Allen, I'm not even going to go there with that. Richard Allen was the main breadwinner for the household before he was arrested and sent to Westville prison without a hearing or attorney. Bullshit.
He waived them. Oh, my God.
Bullshit. This imprisonment has created and will continue to create a hardship on his wife of 30-plus years, Kathy Allen. Richard Allen served in the United States Army National Guard for approximately 10 years, having enlisted when he was in high school. And Richard Allen has a long history of mental illness, having been treated for major depressive disorder and anxiety disorder throughout his life. His mental health conditions was corroborated by the records of the Indiana Department of Corrections created during his intake process at the Reception Diagnostic Center, and again through the records created by his assigned mental health providers at the prison as well, as the independent neurological exam results generated by Dr. Polly Westcott. These records were introduced as evidence at various phases during the trial, and therefore, the defense requests that this court take judicial notice of the same. The defense would rather request that the court acknowledge the legitimacy of his mental health condition and the guilty plea and sentencing order. So the Indiana Department of Correction is on formal notice of his condition when a determination is made as to how and when or where to confine Mr. Allen while his appeal is pending. Conclusion: Richard Allen maintains his innocence and looks forward to the appellate process, which he anticipates will include adjudication by a neutral, detached, and unbiased tribunal. We're not on an Indian reservation.
He just had one, and 12 of his peers found him guilty. And they were neutral. They were from Fort frickin' Wayne.
Richard Allen believes that he will be afforded due process under the law and will be permitted to present a full and complete defense at a future trial in this cause. For that reason, as well as all other reasons identified herein, Richard Allen, 1, chose not to participate in the pre-sentence process. 2, will not be presenting evidence at the sentencing hearing outside of his memorandum. And 3, his attorneys will be speaking articulating arguments in minimum fashion during the sentencing.
In other words, we're not going to hear from them much tomorrow. Thank God.
Right.
Because we know how much they like to talk.
Well, you know that Brad didn't write that up. He probably wrote it, and had one of his cronies type it up for him, one of his paralegals. And they didn't even know what the hell they were doing. Did you see words tribunal? Really? Where do you see that at? Only on Indian reservations.
or in
he's not an Indian. Where the hell he's an Indian?
Not even that, but the tribunals they have in for war crimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why do they keep referring to him as a prisoner of war?
Because
a war in his own damn head.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean,
did he get an honorable discharge from the military?
Well, apparently he did, because we would have known about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but all I know is that just because you have depression and anxiety, which I suffer from, I think many of us suffer from, doesn't mean that you go out and murder 2 little girls. I'm sick of them saying that he has this depression, anxiety, like it's this.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
You don't go psychotic with those things, is what I'm trying to say.
I got depressive disorder, and I have anxiety disorder, and I have PTSD. You don't see me going out killing anybody.
So do I. I have PTSD as well. And you don't. It's like I said, the majority of us get medicated, get help, talk to people. It sounds like I don't know if he has all his life or whatever. And I'm not trying to make light of depression and anxiety disorder. They're real. It's PTSD is real. You know.
Oh, yes.
It's not I'm not trying to make light of it, but what I'm trying to say is I'm sick of his defense trying to make it sound like he's got this major mental defect. He does, but it's not anxiety and it's not depression.
He didn't get it from an overseas battle.
No, he didn't. But he could have gotten it from all kinds of things. His childhood. I don't know what his childhood was like.
Exactly.
We don't know. But he's definitely got major issues. One that comes to mind is when he told his therapist in prison that he was a sex addict. This guy has more than just depression and anxiety. He has a lot of things going on, and people don't let him talk. This defense team is so good at muzzling him and making him be quiet, and he's listened to them, and that's what they're doing now. Those people that were hoping Richard Allen was going to come clean at some point and come out and admit to what he's done, go watch Sleuth Intuition's channel. He put out a really good thing about that earlier today. He doesn't feel Richard Allen will ever, at any point now, admit to what he did. You know why? Because if he admits to what he did to Abby and Libby publicly, to the world, and to all of us, he loses his support system. He loses his wife. He loses his daughter. He loses his family.
Oh, I'm pissed off.
I'm sorry.
No.
You're okay. You're okay.
No.
But I just, this is just his defense team's another fruitful, flawless, ridiculous. I mean, it is flawless.
You know what?
Ridiculous attempt to, I don't know.
Manipulate the system.
Yeah. We knew they were going to try to do something tomorrow. We knew that they were going to try to do something to throw a cog into this. And to me, them not speaking, him not being allowed to speak, because what was it he said, you guys, while he was in Westville? He just wants to tell the family that he was sorry for what he did. They're not even going to let him do that. They're not going to let him do anything with the preface that it's because of his appeal, which these two attorneys know he has no chance of winning.
Well, the bad thing about this whole situation is that all these people cannot seem to understand and get through their head. How did Richard Allen know about the white van? Explain that to me, scarecrows. Explain it.
Oh, because they said that the doctor told him about it because it was out there on social media. People were talking about it on social media.
No, this was in his confessions well before.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what I've seen. That is their attempt to display why or how he would have known, was because she fed him that information in their sessions.
Right. I mean, they're wasting their breath and they're wasting their time. Like we've said before, it's all a money grab for these channels. Period.
And for the attorneys. Talk about a money grab. Look at how much Rosie and Andy Baldwin have made.
$800,000 between the both of them.
$800,000.
And plus the extra attorneys they add on too.
And they haven't. Right. In my opinion, they didn't give him a good defense. They didn't.
No.
They keep saying he needs to have a second trial so that he can put on a defense. He was supposed to do that in the first trial, dummies. Why didn't you?
Because they're all wanting that Odinism stuff.
Exactly. They all wanted the Odinism angle, which they knew wasn't going to fly. If Andy Baldwin is this great trial attorney for murders, he should have known better.
We knew that Rosie probably would, because Rosie is a divorce and DUI attorney. So I can expect that out of Rosie, but when it comes to Baldwin, he should have known better.
Yeah.
So I just read something here. Where's it at? Oh, rumor has it that Dr. Waller handed him a piece of paper that detailed of the white van that she got off on Reddit. Wrong. He knew about the white van before she did.
Yep. He certainly did.
I'm like, how do you think he got spooked? We had talked about this months before the trial even started. We had two scenarios. How he got spooked. Either he heard Derek yelling for the girls, or somebody was coming up that private drive. One of the two.
Yeah.
And what happened? It was the one going up the private drive.
Yeah.
So you can't get around that. And they've went to the appellate court before, and we all know that when you file an appeal, it does not go straight to the justices. It doesn't work like that. They have what's called an administrative assistant. He's an actual judge. He reviews the appeal paperwork, and if he thinks that there's enough there to send to the justices, he will, or she will.
Well, the other thing is that Richard Allen said that he found Jesus Christ and that he was a born again Christian as of March, whatever, of last year, 2023. If that is the truth, if that is the absolute truth, Richard Allen has to stand up and speak the truth and say what he did and atone for that.
Well, we know that ain't gonna happen.
And that ain't happening. So
Lala says it might be possible he's actually want to repent. No path to heaven if he doesn't. The RLA cheerleaders care nothing about his eternal soul. Well, I mean, I don't go to church like I should, but I believe my Lord and Savior, plain as day. You know, there's times I'll have to talk to him when I'm in the house when I'm having a bad day or something. Well, I'm here to tell you, what does one of the 10 commandments say? Thou shalt not kill, right? And God does not forgive you of that. He might forgive you, but that's not going to keep you from going to prison. You know?
He knows what you did before you go up there. So,
yep.
From what I understand, go ahead.
Justice here. He still has to face justice here on earth. And that's what's happening. That, you know, his forgiveness through Christ or God or whatever he believes, that is on him, and that's between him and God and no one else. Not you, not me, not anyone, not his wife, not Andy, you know, that's just between him and them. And as long as he talks to him, whatever happens, there happens. But that doesn't take care of the then and now in this realm of reality, and how he has to atone, as anyone does that commits this kind of crime.
And that's the thing. The attorneys and him are not looking at reality. That's the whole problem.
No.
They don't see reality. With Rosie and Baldwin, it's this. We know this. We know this for a fact. You know? And with him confessing as many times as he did, we know for a fact again that his attorneys told him to shut his mouth. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Baldwin knew that he had done it. You could just tell the way Baldwin was carrying himself in the courtroom. It was almost like he didn't even want to be there because he knew what the outcome was. It was almost like Rosie was the one leading that team.
Yeah.
That's the way it felt to me.
Well, there's a lot of people, obviously, that are out there that believe Rick Allen is innocent because they gave over $40,000 that I know of, and I don't.
Where'd that money go?
Where's all that?
Yeah.
You know, what did they do with that? Where's the accounting of that?
Right.
That's a question that I would really like to ask Gall if I had. Did you guys know that was raised, and what happens since he's got attorneys being paid for by the state? You know, does that money go back to the state? I mean, how does that work? You know, I didn't know that you could raise money while you're getting free attorneys and the state's paying for them.
Yeah.
Well, what we do know that Carroll County will get 40% of the money that was paid out to the defense back. The state will pay 40% of it back.
Right.
But they're still broke.
And it's still going to go up. You know, even though it's only at 2.5 million right now that the trial has actually cost, with the appeal that's going to take place, it's going to be years and years and years, and they're going to have to fight that appeal. So I look for this to go well over 4 million.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Oh shit! It's had a brain fart. Damn. Never mind. I'm ready for the case to be over with, as you can see.
Yeah.
I think we're all tired, and I know that, you know, there's a lot to be said. I mean, it's bittersweet actually, because there's, you know, when, like I said before, when we sat and talked about this for so many years, all of us, and we've talked about it with our communities, we've watched our communities grow. We've got new people in our community that just learned about the case. We've got people that have been here since day one. And all of a sudden, boom, it's just over. We just stopped talking about it. I'm not going to talk about Delphi on my channel unless something major was to happen with an appeal situation. I'm done with Delphi, because in my mind, the case is over. We went through the trial. He was found guilty.
Well, when I was at the court with you guys, a lot of people said once this is done and over, they're not going to do any more murder cases because of what has happened from this case. And they're going to just move on.
Hey, I put the link back up in the chat, hon.
Who said that?
Just other creators.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, I'm gonna still cover other cases, because
I am too.
I feel a deep emotional connection to Flora, and because of this case, and also to Evansdale, and then there's others that I want to cover as well. And I feel that we can do good. I think it's important that we do. When you meet these families and you talk to these people, I spent a whole day with Drew Collins in his truck, you guys, and you get to feel. Frank and Randy know, because they've been a lot closer to the Patties, they and the Germans. They understand that pain. They see that because they've been with them. And
a lot of people ask me, why are you crying? When I cry sometimes, because I've gotten so close and built a great relationship and rapport to the family. I consider them family now. So I feel their pain. You know, I haven't had a child. I haven't lost a child in this manner, but it's like when my brother died. It's no different. You know, you feel like it's family and you're going to be emotional. And it's going to hurt. Just to see them hurting, it hurts you.
And then when you see YouTubers hurting them, or Facebookers or Redditors or whatever, hurting the families again, over and over and over again, it just shows you just how despicable human beings truly are. I mean, there's a lot to be said about dogs, you guys. I'm serious. Dogs are phenomenal. Humans are pieces of shit. It's just that simple.
Yes, Beast Girl, I will be attending the sentencing. We'll be going to the press conference afterwards too.
I can't believe what human beings will do to each other.
Oh, I mean, it's really hard to even talk about and explain why humans would do that to each other.
I mean, why? How could you take a family that has had a child that they loved so deeply and dearly, and who was brutally murdered and taken from them? How could you drag them for years through the mud and the muck, accusing them without any evidence? Absolutely none. No corroboration, just anything. You just go on a live stream and say anything you want, hoping someone out there crazy will pick up on it and start watching it. What they've had to wither, and I mean, their strength. I am so glad that tomorrow in that courtroom they get a voice, and those victim impact statements, you guys, are going to be gut-wrenching.
Miranda, I will let you know now, when the verdict came down, I started bawling like a baby. Believe that. I sure did. And I had people walking up to me I didn't even know, never met before, and giving me a hug. Miss Heather Mir, there you are.
I had the heckavest time
Is that a new word in the dictionary now?
Yeah, something. I had a hell of a time. I kept getting booted out, and then I'd try to come back in, and then I completely lost the link. I'm here.
Welcome.
Welcome. How is everybody?
Good.
Doing good.
Good. That is great to hear.
Yeah, but you're right, Kristen. I think the whole courtroom will be in tears tomorrow. Honestly, I do.
I do too. I mean, be prepared, because I think it's going to be emotionally gut wrenching. And I'm actually glad that we're not going to be hearing anything from his attorneys. I really am, because I don't think it's their time to grandstand and, make everything about them and him. I get he's being sentenced. Yes, his family should be there. I think it's telling that they're not going to be. I think it's important to know why they're not going to be. My feeling is that if I was supporting a family member that I truly believed to be innocent, I would be there for that sentencing to support them. I just think it's wild that after all this, they're not going to be there for that. And he's going to have to sit there through that and listen to that by himself.
The defense is requesting that the gag order be still in place, but once the sentencing's over, the case is over on this end. She can't keep the gag.
Oh, sorry.
She cannot keep a gag order in place once the sentencing has been handed down. It's not her job for that. Now, the appellate court's a different story.
Yeah.
But I don't see the appellate court doing it either.
No.
I agree with you, Kristen, on the fact that we've heard enough from his attorneys. It's time now. We've heard enough from them, I think.
Yeah. I mean, any common sense person, a person that's not even an attorney, knew these guys were bullshit.
Yeah.
Hell, some of us know the law better than they do.
Right.
I mean,
where did they get their law degree? It must have been the Walmart School of Law, because
shit, what happened to the Cracker Jack box?
It's insane.
Right.
And you can Google it and get better advice.
You're damn right. And that's why I tell everybody I got my degree from Google University.
I mean, it's like, geez Louise, and I do not believe that Richard Allen will respond tomorrow when he's asked if there's anything he's going to say, because he's been advised by these two attorneys who I feel in so many ways have bullied him.
They put a gag on him. His own attorneys gagged him.
Yeah, they gagged him last year.
I believe he wanted to have pled guilty a while back.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I do too.
He said he did.
Right. I think he wanted it over. Yeah.
And if these attorneys truly believe this man was innocent, do you not think that they would have fought tooth and nail to get him out of jail? When was the last motion?
They kept him in there. They kept him in there.
They kept him in there, you guys. Stop and think about what they did. It was a cash cow for Andy and for Brad.
Yeah,
they made a big pocketbook of money.
Tell me about it. I live in Carroll County. We're paying that on our taxes.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't want to go to court. They didn't want to go to the trial at the beginning of this. They just kept on courts playing around.
Right. And all our taxes went up because some dumbass decided he was going to go hurt two little girls. I just don't understand. I don't understand how anyone. Y'all guys were talking about, he said he found God and everything. I'm not a Christian, and I'm here to tell you I know right from wrong.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
He states that he found God, and from everything I know from people that work around it, everybody in prison finds God at some point.
I think I've been told. That's where God is found the most.
See-through says free Ricky groups are claiming Ricky was gone before 1:30. Yeah, Ricky's lawyers never disputed the Freedom Bridge witnesses was the group Rick seen at that day. And see, that's the thing they won't accept. Richard was the only male out there.
Yep.
He was, yes.
And he didn't see Bridge Guy. Why?
No,
everybody else did. Everybody else saw Bridge Guy.
I'll take that back. There was one other male there. And we all know who that was. Daniel Pearson. effing around with some girl when he had a girlfriend.
Yep.
Right.
But he wasn't on the bridge.
But the
No,
problem
he
is,
wasn't.
how come no one didn't see Libby Abby Lee out there or him? And here's everybody else walking up in the trail around before 2 p.m. Why didn't
You
they
know?
see them?
They didn't see him because he's bridge guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He took
Right.
the girls off the bridge and walked them down that hill and then down the other hill and across the creek and killed them. That's why.
That's why he didn't see Bridge Guy.
Yes, because he is bridge guy.
And if he'd have said, I saw him, then he would have had to explain that.
Yes.
And you see here, Snay went on an hour rant about RA is innocent because he had no criminal record. I don't give a shit if he had a criminal record or not. What about the dude they just executed here in the state of Indiana? He didn't have a criminal record either, and he just picked up a gun and killed his sister, her boyfriend, and another
And his
dude.
brother. And his brother.
And his brother. Yeah. He
I'm
didn't have
like-
a criminal record either.
Your first crime's your first crime. I mean, is it odd that Richard Allen committed a crime this heinous at that age? We don't know what his background is. He may have committed a lot of stuff that he's never been found
Or
out.
caught. Or been caught.
Caught. Yes.
Right.
Well, there's
Many
lots of people who have never had as much as a parking ticket or a traffic ticket.
Well, yeah. Well,
They just snap.
he was drunk. He would have had that on his record, but Kathy says no. You're not taking him.
And right, once again, Badass American says BTK killer had no criminal record either.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
And he killed for years.
Right.
Same with the Golden State Killer.
Yes,
He had no criminal record. He was a cop. Hello. And he killed for decades.
Mhm.
These
Yeah,
people,
people that church people and all kinds of people who never had records who just one day do something stupid
Yep.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yes.
through the chat, guys. Sorry.
You're right.
And I know we want to know why, and we may never know why, guys.
I don't think we will either. I don't think he's going, except what we've already heard, that it was sexual in nature. I think that's about all we're going to get out of him.
Probably.
I wonder what he's going to feel when the family talks right at him tomorrow.
Yeah, because they'll get their chance to say what they think and feel.
It's gonna be real interesting.
I got 50 million appointments tomorrow, so I gotta miss it. And I gotta miss another dinner because it's Christmas and I'm on this limited income.
Yes, Johnny Blaze. There is a press conference tomorrow after the sentencing at the Wabash Canal
Conference center.
Conference Center. It's where they had the very first conference inside
The very first press conference on this case was held there.
with the pictures.
Yeah.
I hope we get to hear from Doug Carter pretty soon. He said he was going to explain all this to us.
Well, let's
Honestly, he doesn't have to explain shit.
but
Nobody said he was going to. So I'm kind of waiting to
Well,
hear what
he might do it at the press conference.
somebody's gonna get somebody from the media will try to get to him and have him talk. And if somebody ends up doing a documentary and there's going to be more than one, they'll try to get him, and he's, hey, Ruckus.
And I will be going live at the press conference tomorrow, guys. I will be live. Believe
Awesome.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Melissa,
not looking to
yes.
push Doug
Melissa-
Carter to speak. I just want to hear what he has to say because he did tell us.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Melissa asked if I met Ruckus, and yes, I met Ruckus in Evansdale.
I
Yes,
saw
Lala.
those pictures.
Yes,
I saw
Lala.
those pictures.
Indiana allows the convicted to make a statement.
Well, good. Maybe I doubt he'll say anything we want to hear, but maybe he will.
She has not been in touch with a juror. We're talking about truth and transparency. She has not been in contact because they're still under the gag also.
Yeah, no, the jury can't speak. until the gag order's been lifted.
And everybody's going to go after the jurors once the gag's over.
I hope that their identity remains kind of shadowed.
Well, that's up to them, because they will, they can remain anonymous. They do not have to talk to anyone. And it'll be interesting to see who does, because there's always a juror or two that wants to speak.
Right.
So out of the 12, we'll probably hear from 1 or 2 of them, or maybe more. It'll be interesting to hear, if we do, what happened in that deliberation room.
Right. Well, y'all, my baked potatoes are done, so I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I wanted to say bye.
It was good to see you.
It was good to see you too.
Take
Have
care
a
of
great day
yourself.
tomorrow, Frank. Be careful. You and Rescue, be safe, all right?
Always.
And Kristen, I'm looking forward to meeting you one of these days, because
One of
again,
these
I'm
days, I
miss
am
you.
too. I absolutely. I'll
All
be
right,
back soon, guys. I promise.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Merry Christmas.
We already
Happy
heard.
holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Salty Beach, they did that during trial. We've already heard some of the confessions. Lala, once again, they went down this road because it was a cash cow. They wanted to drag this shit out to make the money that they could make before he was convicted.
And this is why everybody on the other side is going with the defense team and make it worse.
Yep.
I can go over all kinds of cases where the convicted had never had a criminal background. Look at Brian Kohlberger, never had a criminal record. And just out of nowhere.
And killed 4 people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Brutally. Because, the one thing that I don't think people realize, and if you study the FBI and criminals and stuff, you learn, knifings or killings with a knife is extremely personal and very, it creates a visceral kind of a reaction. It takes everything out of you. It leaves you absolutely emotionally and physically exhausted.
Lala's saying, I can't understand how the McCain dude was never brought into court from the start. He claimed he saw BG. He had never said he saw BG. Never.
No, he's never said that.
All he said is he saw a fighting couple or heard a fighting couple down by the bridge. That's all he said.
See, if he was there, he would have saw Richard Allen.
Yes.
He did not see Richard Allen or Lily Abbey.
No. Nope.
And his brother was in the cemetery.
Ruckus says he got his due process. His rights weren't violated. He was found guilty by a jury of his peers. He'll be sentenced tomorrow. He has access to the appellate system. People need to let it go already. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right, Ruckus.
You don't see any of the family supporters doing shows at all. Why is that? Because we know what happened in this case, and we accepted what happened in this case. Period.
And I called it way before Richard Allen ever was on the radar and was arrested. I said, on my shows, when they finally make an arrest in this case, there will be a faction of people that absolutely refuse to accept that arrest because it does not follow the narrative that they want it to. Whether that be the people who wanted to continue to say that the Kleins were involved, the people who want to say the Odenists are involved, the people who want to say that
the families are involved.
Ron Logan, families, it doesn't matter. They just won't accept it. We have to move on from that. We're better than that.
We know that there will be these people stalking the family tomorrow. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Now, from what I have already been told, there is nobody, the RA supporters aren't even there.
There's nobody there. I mean, there's not even any, all those people that were protesting and carrying all the nasty signs and crazy stuff outside. Nobody's there.
I mean, the things that Doug Carter was saying at the press conference about showed remorse. Rich, I mean, that pinpointed right at Richard. The remorse part was redressing Abby. You know, he showed remorse toward Abby.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it almost tells me that Libby wasn't taking his shit out there, and it pissed him off.
Yep. Sure did.
Yeah. Well, you just have to remember that the Rick Snays, the Noes, the other people that are out there saying and doing this stuff, it's just like Frank said at the beginning of the show, they're nothing. They're nobodies. They don't matter. We move on. We let them do whatever the heck they want to do on their channel. We don't watch. We don't promote it. We don't, we just let it go, guys.
And that's speaking to, if you're in my chat, I'm speaking to you guys too. The best thing for anybody that wants to continue to fuck with these people, you might as well just unsubscribe from my channel and not even come back, because all you're doing is stirring a hornet's nest, and all they're doing is going after us for things we're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, prime example. Don't like using his name, but Greeno posted something on his community page yesterday with an AI photo of the prof, with Greeno standing behind him with a gun in his hand and blowing prof's head off. I immediately called Greeno and told him to take that shit down. I said, all you're doing is just causing more problems for other creators when you do that. And he immediately took it down. And now you got the prof coming out saying that Becky paid me and Greeno to kill him. Really?
All I can say is I really hope there's some lawsuits forthcoming.
Oh, I do too.
I can see it. I can see it.
I really hope there's some lawsuits forthcoming. And also, the other thing I was thinking too, and it has happened in other cases, and I don't know if they'll do this or not, or if they just want to try to heal and move on. But, the families have every right to sue Richard Allen in civil court.
Yeah.
Wrongful death.
Yeah.
And if they were to do that, the reason to do that is that all the things can come out there. They don't have the same constraints that happen in the criminal court system.
The burden of proof is a lot smaller in civil.
A lot smaller. And that would be quite interesting to see what all would come out in a civil case.
Stephanie says, is Noe and Snake going to be there? Well, if they are there, that's on their own faults, because they'll be looking like an ice cube because they're not allowed in anywhere near the courthouse. They can stand out on the public sidewalk, and that is it.
And they're not in certain restaurants that they're not supposed to be in.
Well, squeaky wheel, 99% of the people on the face of this earth have some type of something mental. Like we talked about earlier, you could have anxiety, you can have manic, you can be manic depressive, just I can keep going on and on and on.
There is a lot of people that live online, and they seriously need to have some help.
Stephanie, they can try to harass us all they want. They're not getting anywhere because all the cops know us up there, and they look out for us.
And they already check our background already. Well, they know who we are.
We were already advised before the trial even started. The reason why they had so many cops out there was because of them two individuals. They knew they were going to be out there trying to cause trouble. I was advised by law enforcement they had specific individuals in certain spots making sure they kept an eye on them too.
And you saw how much money they had to spend for extra security for this case. And that is just ridiculous. In such a small town and a small community, for them to have to spend that kind of money for security simply because of social media is ridiculous.
I mean, I get the point what you're saying there. I'm calling you CJK, dude, because that's who I know you by. Curly Joe. Yeah, the point of the matter is to sue somebody, even if they ain't got no money, it's still on record. It is still on record. And what's so messed up is I heard about when she sold the house that Richard signed off on it. So he has no ties to that money. So they can't do nothing to her.
No. But that's why she was advised to do it.
Right.
I'm sure that an attorney advised her immediately that that's what she had to do. And he agreed to it so that they could get the money. He wouldn't have been able to get free attorneys had they not sold that house.
Ruckus is deep into the Evansdale case, and he's making major progress, guys.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I will be in the courtroom, Johnny. Well, we're at an hour, and I said we weren't going to go more than an hour or so tonight, guys, because me, Chris, and Rescue, and a bunch of us got to be up about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, in that rain and snow.
Is it raining and snowing up there? You know, that we're not going to get here until about 7 or so, which is good because only an hour later the doors will be open.
Randy, is
Yeah.
it snowing up there already?
Not yet. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, I got to be up at 3 myself because I got a dog to take care of. I got to shower, the whole works, and get my mind right for what's getting ready to take place.
What are you doing with him tomorrow?
My buddy is supposed to call me, Taylor, and see if let me know if he's going to come by here for a couple times tomorrow to check on him.
Not yet. It's not snowing yet.
Oh, I've been up in Delphi for 12 hours before, and he's been here by himself all day. He knows I'll be home because he sits there right at that window and just watches. He knows Taylor's truck and he knows Kim's truck. From my understanding, when Aspen called me today, there was like 18 chairs already sitting out there.
Yeah.
And none of them were any defense people. Love you too, Miranda. But like I said, guys, me and Kristen are going to get out of here for the night. I will be going live, like I said, right after the sentencing for a few minutes. And then when we go to the conference center, I will be definitely going live for that. So everybody's up to date and know what's going on and want to hear from the attorneys, the law enforcement, and the families. They're only getting 30 minutes, so don't expect a whole lot of questions to be asked of these individuals during the press conference, guys.
Yeah, they're probably not going to take questions, but it'll be interesting to hear what they have to tell us.
So, but until then, guys, you know what time it is. Kristen, thank you. Thank you, Mods. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. Let me give a shout out to everybody. Hey, there's me and Miranda Mustang for the continuous memberships for the channel. Gibbo, Diddums, and Cecil, thank you for the super stickers and super chats. Greatly appreciated. But Randy, thank you. I hope to see you tomorrow. Kristen, I will see you bright and early in the morning.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for coming
everybody.
and hanging out. Love you guys.
Love
see
you
you
all.
guys tomorrow. You know what time it is. Peace out. One love, guys. Good night.
Good night.